you have two side channels called Ida and Pingala. Okay, Ida on the left, Pingala on the right, and they run up and they wrap around, they crisscross over, and then they come up and they flute around and they exit out of the two nostrils. And then what they're running around and wrapping around is what's called a central channel, or a Sushumna Nadi, which is the middle channel. And where they wrap around, they create chakras, or which are like choke points, which sort of clench in the whole inner body. And this is what we need to focus on in terms of being able to open these portals in order to get into the Sushumna Nadi, okay? Because that's where we want to be going if we want to turn into a body of light. The Sushumna Nadi it approximates the medial nerve, and it would run from from the base of the spine or the tip of the sexual organ up, curves up and around, and it sort of ends here at the Ajna Chakra, or what we would call the third eye, something like that. So the goal of all of these practices is to take this prana, this inner energy or this inner wind that we have within us, and to take it out of where it predominantly runs most of the time, which is in the two side channels, and to get it to enter into the Sushumna Nadi. Okay? Why we want to do that is because the quality of the prana in the side channels is steeped with mentally afflicted states of mind. That is its nature, you could say. Either on the left-hand side or Ida Nadi, you're very much in a desiring kind of a mode, and you're grasping to things that are me and mine and all to do with that. Or if you're more on the right side channel, you're grasping to objects and to hot, angry thoughts and things like that, and things that are happening out there. And this sort of what they call subject-object duality or distinction is happening. And that's like creating the movie of our lives. And it's actually not a very pleasant movie when you look at it closely. What you want to do is to take that energy and to insert it into the Sushumna Nadi, where they say that the energy or the prana quality then changes to a far more refined state, or a far more subtle state, whereby you can attain wisdom and you can begin to create this body of light. How? Because what happens is the frequency of the prana, or the intensity of which it's vibrating, changes as inside the Sushumna Nadi. It's just like you've got different electrical wires in a building, okay, and some of them carry a certain voltage that comes to like a socket or something like that, but then, like, let's say the main feed that comes off of the big power line into the building before it all gets split, that's more like your Sushumna Nadi. That's where the real energy is. That's where the real wisdom is. And so this then enables the prana, if you can fully get it to enter, stay, and dissolve into the Sushumna Nadi, then it pops out, or it elicits a light body begins to emerge from that practitioner, okay? When the quality of the prana has changed so much by entering the central channel, you sort of slip out into a body of light. Just by virtue of the fact that you've stuffed this energy into this very high frequency conduit, so to speak, this Sushumna, and out of that pops this illusory body, out of what was your gross physical body. Okay, so that's just sort of I hope that gives you a general idea of what that means when we say, oh yeah, the goal is just meditation, just want to turn into a body of light, great, maybe that's like part of the connection on how you do that. And then how it is that we get to that place is all of the rest of the practices, it's all of the rest of yoga and all of that. And everything that we do, again, is like leading us to that point where we can have this pivotal moment in our spiritual career, so to speak, and we can enable that to happen. Okay? Once that happens, they say, they're very clear in Scripture that body of light, see, the quality of light is that it's ineffable, right? Like sunlight streams through a window and you can pass your hand right through it. It's not quite physical and it's not physical. It's extremely, extremely subtle, is what they say. And the most subtle and refined form of physical matter. And so that is the quality of such a body that you birth, so to speak. You're literally birthing this out of yourself. And I think that the nature of such a body is pure love. That is its true nature. And that would be an extraordinary state of being able to have complete and perfect equanimity for every living being. For every living being. Because remember, you lost your two side channels and everything came into the center. And out of that pops this perfectly pure, ineffable, illusory body, which really has this nature of love, you see. And has that, because of that, they say that it then, karmically what happens is because you have so much love for every living being that you're able to split yourself off into countless forms and be with them and serve them and attend to them in whatever way, shape or form that may take. You know, and along with that comes omniscience, because you know exactly what they need, and you're able to do all of that because you have this perfect love and vast open quality of heart. Okay, so that really is the goal of yoga. So we should all try to remember that, I think, as we go about our daily practice. I forget it all the time. I'm like, oh yeah, now I gotta do my pranayama now, you know, and I'm doing this, and then, oh, you know, my asana was okay this morning, but it wasn't imbued with that goal, you know. I lost that, and the times that I have been able to recall that, I've had a phenomenal time, you know, and it's just been beautiful. So